Faith, family culture with Luke and Susie. Luke, I'm really excited about the discussion we're about to have with our regular guest, Michelle Giving. She's the author of a book called Step Up, which generally deals with professional progress. But I think a lot of the tips that she gives helps us when it comes to every area of our life.
This is like, because we sit down in life and we think, oh, I wish I have that. And we can call it keeping up with the Joneses, but it's not always about material possessions.
No.
It's not always about the house and the car. Sometimes it's about the career, the relationships, just the life that we live, and we want to have it all, but we realise that when we go try and take that little bit of it, we're sacrificing somewhere else.
Yeah.
So how do we navigate this world rather than chasing it all? How do we chase exactly what is right for us?
Especially when, Michelle, we don't always get what we want.
Oh, come off it.
How are you, Michelle Givings?
I'm really well, thank you. Yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes when we don't get what we want, doesn't it?
Oh, big
I don't want to
time.
think about a world that's like that.
And I know that your journey has been, like personally, has been similar to ours, except the outcomes were different.
Were hers better or worse?
It's all about the framing.
It does come down to how you reframe it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So your journey, your experience is that you and your husband discovered that you couldn't have children.
Yeah, look, that's correct. And we went through all the treatments that people go through, and then we got to the point where we couldn't, it just wasn't going to work for us. And look, I remember my mum at the time, and, my mother is gorgeous, and she would say to me, "How are you? Are you depressed?" And I go, "Well, actually, what's the point of being depressed over something I actually can't control? This is not something that we factored into our life when we got married. We assumed that we would be able to have children, and we can't." And so, I am lucky. I am naturally positive. And my husband and I sat down and we wrote a list of everything we could do because we don't have children. And so we reframed how we saw our life was going to be. It didn't mean the first, couple of years weren't hard. There were times where you'd walk out of things and you'd be upset. I still remember going to the christening of a friend of mine, and we were godparents, and Craig and I got into the car and both just burst into tears. But we worked through it. And, I look at it and think, we've got an amazing relationship, and I'm in a great place, and Craig is in a great place. But yeah, we couldn't get what we wanted.
It's very powerful when you do this reframing of the situation. And we can talk firsthand on this issue. When we ended up with our first child, but we wanted more. So we have Tyson, and then we were desperately still trying to have more. We lost another IVF transfer, and we just said, okay, that's it. We decided to reframe the game from there. And we did what you did. We sat down and we started to picture our life, and we started to plan what it would look like with just the three of us. And then a couple of weeks later, Susie's pregnant with twins. And,
oh, wow.
But
That took some reframing.
Well, so this is the thing, because at that point when we realised that she was pregnant, we actually got angry. Because we had done such a good job at reframing the positive picture with just the three of us, that suddenly it devastated all of our plans. For 7 years, we wanted multiple kids, but within 2 weeks of reframing the game, suddenly we were thrown out by being pregnant. And just showed the power of what you can create in your mind in a short space of time to move in a different direction.
Oh, absolutely. And also because it doesn't mean you don't have children in your life. I've got amazing nieces and nephews, and we're godparents to a number of children, and so you still have this connection. And it also means, I remember someone saying to me, it also means, Michelle, you and Craig as a couple, you choose to be together because you want to be together as a couple. You're not just staying together because you've got children. So you're once again making a conscious choice about the commitment that you are making to each other. So I think there's so many times in life where we're just dealt something and we have a choice as to how we deal with it. And we can either let it define us in a negative way, or we can let it refine us and take us down a different path, which actually may be where we're supposed to be anyway.
Well, the interesting thing and the important thing I think to state here is that we're not saying that if your heart's desire and your plan is for kids and you can't have it, that it's not horrible. There's a horrible situation.
It hurts like hell. But you find a way through it.
Yeah. If it's out of your control, you can't.
But it's not just that. It's, if you've had a lifelong dream of being married and you just can't find that person.
Yeah.
It's that same kind of heartbreak where it's the results aren't always in our control.
Yeah.
And so the things that are outside of our control, that are within our control, is kind of where our reframing sits, I guess, is what you're saying, Michelle.
Absolutely, because we've got a choice. You can have a choice to see it as a real negative and that you can't get through, or a choice to go, okay, this is what it is. This is a reality that I'm dealing with. So how do I make the best of this reality? And I have seen people who their inability to have children has almost completely destroyed their life and their relationship. And that's, it's devastating for them. And you go, wow, what do they need to do to then work through that? And I have found when you can reframe and repurpose your life, because there's still so much that you can do in your life and still so much good in so many kind of factors, it helps you because it gives you this sense that there is more. There are other things that I can do. I'm not trapped and locked into this one view of myself and what I thought my life would be.
Beautiful advice from the author of Step Up. Michelle Gibbings is our guest. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.